Good evening, friends, and Merry Christmas. We're a week out. I can't believe it. So, we're going to paint Santa Claus tonight. That seems appropriate, right? I do a lot of Santa Clauses every year. I paint them on little canvases. Over the years, I've painted a lot of Santa Clauses. So, what I did was I Googled images of older men and found a face that I like. So we're going to work and turn him into Santa. That's my plan. So this is the image that I Googled. So again, we're just going to use the face and try to turn him into Santa. That's what I think I'm going to do. So we're going to mix up something very dark and try to get our sketch right before we move on. Got a little skinny brush here to sketch with. This particular guy looks pretty cool, and he's smoking a pipe, so I think I want his hand in there. So let's think about some placement. Of course, his hat's going to be different, but let me make some marks here. The forehead's about there. The bottom of his chin's about here. Hands about that wide. So we're just trying to give ourselves some landmarks like I do before we move on. And this is oil. I do a lot of my Santas in acrylic because of drying time. So this guy may be put up till next year, which is okay. Sometimes I even do them for Christmas gifts, but obviously this is not going to get dry. And that's his hand, and he's going to have a furry cuff like Santa would, even though he doesn't in this picture. And his thumb's sticking up, and his pipe is sticking out. Okay, the side of his face. I'm using my brush and holding my brush against the photo to try to figure out my vertical, and the face is a little more, let's see, I think about there. On the bottom, you know, we can go at it easy and kind of just, you know, face is there. That's a lot like Helen Van Wyck used to work. She'd just do that kind of thing and go from there and fill in the shape. And I'll be giving him a bigger beard than he's got in my photo. So I don't obviously have all the information we need, so I've done a lot of portraits over the years, here and there. I even spent a summer doing just portraits, even though I think it's a specific skill set, and you know, I don't consider myself great at it by any means. So anyway, I was saying that I spent the year with a local artist doing portraits, and the way he would start them, and I've done some of them that way, is if you have a very good reference, you just block in the whole dark shape first. That's how he does them, and I have done some of them that way. So we're not in any hurry to, you know, I don't want to take off here. I feel pretty good about the way things are laying here. But a face reads by darks and lights, and That's how you recognize faces. We'll just take our time. He's got kind of a straight mouth because he's got his pipes in his mouth. And his beard, of course, is going to be shades of white, but we're going to kind of, without getting too much paint on there, kind of suggest it. You know what Santa image is wonderful is the Coca-Cola Santas. They're really cool. But I'm sure they're copyrighted and you got to be careful. So again, we're turning our guy into Santa. I have to think about the suit and stuff, what I want. You know, and I can make him smile if I want, or but let's not rush him. Okay, this distance from here to here, got his ear in too close. Oops, boy, I got picked up some paint there, didn't we? We do not need all that. And let's use a little scraper. Of course, I'm working on a stretch canvas, and I find that they soak up paint more than a panel would. I actually prefer panels. You know, and I can decide how long I want his beard to be. I did download a couple images I'll show you of Coca-Cola Santas. Weren't they fun? Look how red his cheeks are and that big lower lip. So we can kind of use these for inspiration, you know. You know, look at the outfit and the hat. And Like I say, it'd be fun to copy one of those, but that, you know, again, I'm sure he's a copyrighted image, so of course he is. I want to look at this hand closer. Made a little squatty. But you know, I don't really want the hand to draw your eye, so. And the thumb is higher. So then, and one thing that's cute in this is there's some smoke, you know, from the pipe. You could do whatever you wanted. You could do something really cute like that to fill the negative space, whatever you wanted. So we got enough information there. Again, these stretch canvases soak up this paint, so really hard to wipe back like I do with a panel. But a little bit, it's helpful. I'm not sure I like this guy's face in the photo, so we may, his mouth, I mean. So we, all right, let's start there. When you mix up flesh tones, there's all different ways to do that, but they tend to be red, yellow, and blue in one amount or another, and white. Some people use burnt sienna for their red. I don't think it matters a whole lot. So, you know, start with an orange. Top of the face tends to be lean more towards yellow, and the middle is rosier. And especially in a man, the bottom is cooler. There aren't really any darks in his face. It's odd, the light's kind of hitting him right here, but this is the lighter side of his face. So we're just going to play around and try to get some different flesh tones before we start anything here. Some people even put greens in the face, which can be interesting. I could have toned this canvas. If you watched the video I did a couple of times ago, I did Einstein, and there was a lot of green on the canvas that did end up coming through on the face, and I kind of like that. So. And you can even mix a kind of purple color, a purple for the darker parts of the face. I did mention to my daughter, she always asks for a list for Christmas, and I did mention to her that I would like one of those headsets to put on my head to put the camera in. So I suspect she'll get me one, and if she does, we'll try that. So we might not like it at all. You'll have to let me know, because everywhere I look, you'll look. So that might just be very annoying. I'll have to keep that in mind so I don't make you dizzy, but I thought it might be useful sometimes. Maybe plein air painting. I don't know. We'll see about it. We'll see how it works. All right, let's get a brush here. Not going too big. We'll go with this one, which is it's a Winsor & Newton brush, number 4. A bristle. I like bristles for oils. All right, I'm going to start and place in where I do see a few darker values in the face. He's got kind of a crease there. Santa could have white eyebrows, but or some of both. Yeah, if I'd have thought this out better, I might have toned this, and then I wouldn't have to work so hard to cover up the canvas. But I will use some of my medium, and hopefully that will help. So let's start with the lighter side of his face. And I'm going to try to not overwork it. Eyelids pretty light. And I can have fun with it. I can make these cheeks, whoa, maybe not quite that rosy, but I can make these cheeks rosy, and his nose, especially the lower part of his nose. And again, he's going to have obviously a beard down in here, so. Going a little more yellow in the forehead. And this is a big stretch canvas here that might topple over on us. Hopefully that won't happen. I'll try to keep a hand on it so it doesn't fall off of there on us. Going to put a little bit of this flesh color kind of under the nose too for now. Whoa, I think we got too far out there. you know, and you could do, though I don't see them in this particular image, you know, you could do some crow's feet. Sometimes I do wrinkles on the forehead when I'm doing these Santas. And whites of eyes are not usually pure white. They're, you know, you want to gray them down a little bit. Of course, we've got a lot of dark in here, which we may interfere. We may have to come back and lighten them up. You know, try to look before you paint them. Oh, thought he was moving. I've got a couple smaller liner brushes out here that I figure we'll use on the eyes. Usually it'd be dark there and be dark around the pupil. And dark in the middle there. A lot of times you can see this, depends on the position of the eye, the other eyelid up there. Oh, I keep hearing it move. I think it's releasing from that tape I put behind it. Keep thinking it's falling off of there. See it? And what really brings the image to life is always the little catch light. And usually I would take, like I used the cobalt blue for the eye, usually I would take a little cobalt blue and white and kind of lighten it up down in the bottom a little bit. Sorry, you're not directly in front of him this time. It's a little harder to do that for some reason. I'm zooming in on the eyes a little bit. He's got bags under his eyes. Like I said, we could even put I probably won't leave it this color, but you can suggest even some wrinkles up in the forehead. But we'll want to come back with some of the flash color and paint the negative space to soften them up. While we have these flesh tones out here, let's all right, let's look at this hand. Very dark in there. The lightest part of the hand is up on top. Any minute it's going to jump off. I went out today. I didn't really need to. I'm done shopping, but wow, it was busy out there, as you can imagine. Everybody out shopping for Christmas. It's nice. It's kind of nice to get out when you're done. Just mill around. no pressure. I shop mostly online now. I'm just overwhelmed when I get out in the store anymore. One thing this guy does not have is glasses. And I always put glasses on my Santa. I put them down on the nose, so we probably will. Mixed up a white with a lot of yellow in it. I was going to try to, on the lighter side of him, use some of that. We'll see if we like that or not. Let's suggest, before we go any further here, let's get a suggestion of a lip in there. Pretty bright and juicy. We'll see how that goes. If you start darker on the beard, then you can, pull it lighter and lighter. But if you start really light, you got nowhere to go. So think about that, You know, and you could take palette knife to this beard. We might. And actually, I'm just thinking how Santa had gloves on so often that, you know, you could almost paint the hand like he was gloved, right? He had his, I think, glove, yeah. I'm looking at the Coca-Cola one. He's got gloves on in one of those, so I don't think it really matters. Get paint all over me. Wouldn't be right if I didn't, would it? All right, let's look at this guy. Suggesting a bit of a shadow under that lip. Like I said, I've done them with open mouths, but this guy's smoking, so he wouldn't be that way. I want that to feel like it's part of his cheek, and I wasn't sure it did, so. I'm going to take a little palette knife here and just have some fun. This would be the fur on his hat. All right, let's move on. I think we'll, I could brush out this a little bit bigger. Might as well run that off, I think, because it's so close to the edge. But I want it to feel right, so we'll see, maybe not. you know, in this, around this cuff here is going to be white. Of course that looks pink, we got a lot of red in it, but that's okay. Yeah, we may cut into that so that feels right. I think it's a little, I was going to run it off, but now that I'm looking at it, we may not. We may cut it off to about there. Yeah, this guy's a little bit different in that, you know, we're making some stuff up because we don't have all the information here. Let's see, he's got what looks to be like gold buttons. Let's see if we like that. The background could be any color, but I'm going to go green, which is a complement to the red. And we'll be painting the edges on this one. Sorry about all the crackling and popping. Maybe I'd have been better off not to put the tape behind it, huh? I have to think about that smoke, how we want to handle that, which I think is, you know, a fun element. I have a Santa, I may have mentioned this last year, that belonged to my mom, that he's dressed in pink. His whole outfit's pink. He's fabulous. He's got white boots that come off and on. As a kid, we didn't think he was too cool, but now I do. Probably from the 50s, maybe. Yeah, it looks more like a glove, but I don't have a problem with that. I mean, you know, it's darker than his face because Santa wore a glove a lot. You know, he could have a little perfect little swirl of smoke, whatever I wanted to do. All right, let's look at him. Put a little highlight on his lip. I did take on a pet commission after the last show I did, which I had said I was done. And the guy's going to pick him up this Wednesday. He may not be dry, though. He knows that. I'll have to put him down safely in a box. I think he wants it to give to his wife, which I understand. The texture's fun, I think. Some holes in the buttons. Boy, it's reflecting off the ceiling. Not sure how I want to handle the smoke. We'll just try some things. Let's see. You know, could have several wisp or just the one. I'm not sure. Mixing up kind of a purple, deciding where I might introduce, you know, darks. If I feel I need them. Nope. Not there. So you get admire the artists that lay it down, and every time they're confident and they know it's right. And that was how that Shelby Keefe I felt painted when I watched her. And I admired that a lot. Just very confident brush work. Every sand I've ever done, I think they all end up feeling a little bit different, you know. Not sure about that, but maybe. Or maybe it needed to stand out a little bit more. You know, if you screw something up, you just redo it. Right? I'll have a long time to look at this guy. He'll be around probably till next year. put a little orange in the white, just I think it makes it a little more exciting. I'm wondering if a little red in the pipe would be good. Is it a bad thing to have Santa smoking nowadays? I don't know. Maybe. We frown on that, don't we? What do you think? Would you do away with the pipe? Yeah, I never thought about that. To me, it was just another element, and something, the smoke I thought kind of filled the negative space over here too. All right. I think we're going to call him done, and I'm going to look at him. Like I said, I've got to paint the edges. I mean, this will probably be for next year. Again, I'm thinking every year at the Women's Art Club I donate something. This might be the thing I donate. But I wanted to paint for you tonight, and I wanted to do something Christmassy. All right, let me back up, and I'll put you more in front of him. Sorry I didn't have you right in front of him tonight. It's just so crowded trying to do it that way. Trying to get you a little lower. Here's the whole guy. See, lots of texture in the beard, and I'll look at him and decide how I feel about him. You know, the beard is pretty manicured. It doesn't have to be. You know, we could, you know, do more wispy kind of things. You know, even out here, we can run little bits of stuff out there too. All right, I'm going to quit. Today is Saturday if I get this uploaded tonight, and next Friday is Christmas Eve, so I doubt I'll be back on. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, be safe and enjoy your family, and thank you for a good year and for joining me, taking time out of your day to watch my videos, and Happy New Year too. All right, I'll see you before too long. Bye-bye.